You're fired! You're fired! You're fired!
You're fired. The phrase feared by many employees all over the world, and the phrase that many employees are going to be hearing in the next few years thanks to our little friend AI, who will be stealing your job. Now you might be thinking, wait, what? How's that even going to happen? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the world of AI, and I'm going to show you in a few minutes here how AI is going to steal your job. For years, we've seen the rise of machines and automation in factories and production lines. The shift has already resulted in loss of countless jobs, and it's not stopping here. Manufacturing is one of the industries that have seen the biggest impact from the AI and automation revolution. In the past, factories employed thousands of workers to assemble products, but now robots can do the job faster and more efficiently. According to a report by the World Economic Forum, robots could replace up to 20 million manufacturing jobs by 2030. Now, automating assembly lines in factories is one thing, but AI has given us the power to have machines think on their own, to have technology think on their own. So no longer just jobs that require automating a task, but now we've gotten to a point with technology where we have artificial intelligence, where these machines can think on their own. This greatly expands the different types of jobs that these robots will be able to take over. Let's take, for example, self-driving cars. A car driving on its own has to process different things going on in the street, account for other drivers, account for anything on the road, things of that nature, thus meaning the machine would have to think for itself. It's not just inputting an address and programming the vehicle to go from point A to point B. It's doing all of that while reading the traffic, while reading the street signs, while paying attention and watching out for pedestrians, watching out for road work, anything like that. We're getting very close to the point where fully autonomous self-driving cars are going to be a thing of norm. When that happens, jobs that require human drivers would no longer require human drivers, aka artificial intelligence would take over those jobs. Cab companies would no longer have to hire drivers, but could buy a fleet of self-driving cars to start taking passengers. Trucking companies would no longer have to hire CDL drivers, but could buy a fleet of self-driving trucks to deliver these packages. And the same goes for most every other job that requires a human driver. Not only would this save potential companies a ton of money in the future without having to pay in salaries, without having to pay health insurance, without having to provide all those benefits, you just have the upfront cost of actually purchasing the vehicles and maintenance fees and such moving forward. But this would also theoretically should be a safer route. These artificial intelligence driving cars should not make human errors, or as many errors as a human would. They would not be susceptible to human emotions and things of that nature. Based on the knowledge that it's trained on, make the best decision possible for the scenario and situation. But it's not just transportation jobs that are at risk. Some of you may have already seen videos or heard of stories of robots in supermarkets or in stores, retail stores, moving about, helping customers or moving boxes or things like that around. It's only a matter of time before this becomes the norm. With artificial intelligence advancing, it's only a matter of time before this becomes normal, because again, this is cheaper and theoretically should be more efficient. But not just physical jobs. We've already seen, based on my last video, if you tuned in, that AI is taking over the customer service section of things on the internet. So a lot of websites have already implemented artificial intelligence to chatbots. So you no longer have a live person talking to you, but you have an AI robot communicating with you, communicating with customers, trying to help with problems and solve issues. Right now, that could be really difficult for people because a lot of people like talking to someone live. But in the future, with AI improving, theoretically, we could get to a point where people wouldn't necessarily be able to tell the difference. Now, I see you sitting there thinking, well, I must be safe because my job includes data analysis and decision making. Well, remember we said that AI systems are only as smart as the data that it's trained on? Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but there's already some AI systems that are predicting stock prices and diagnosing medical conditions. So data analyst jobs aren't very safe. Now, I'm not saying that this is an immediate problem and in the next few months you're going to be out of a job, but it is something to keep in mind that maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, industries will be completely different where entry-level jobs may not be as readily available because they're being occupied by artificial intelligence robots who theoretically should be more efficient at the job and would potentially save the company tons of money in the long run. So what does all this information mean to all of you? Well, it could mean that you're at risk of losing your job to AI. And while it may be easy to brush off like this isn't something that's gonna affect you or can affect you, the reality is that it's already happening. And it's only gonna be more and more common in the near future. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. The rise of AI, like the rise of any other technology in history, also presents new opportunities for those willing to learn new skills and adapt. Jobs that involve working alongside AI, like machine learning engineers and AI trainers, are becoming increasingly more important and needed. Learning to code and programming are also valuable skills that will be in high demand as AI continues to develop. By upskilling and embracing new technologies, you can position yourself to be on the right side of the AI revolution. If you found this video helpful, please smash that like and subscribe button so I can continue to make great videos like this for you moving forward. See you on the next one.